Now here's a fun thing. I'm out here on an old farm road, which when I was a kid we would ride our bikes up going to the old quarry, and generally we'd hang out and have adventures around here. But here's the funny thing, I've always known this as farmland. It's always been farmers' fields and an old track around here, but Jen is telling me there used to be a railway right where we are now, going through from a little junction there all the way down to behind me there, or going up to Coxall, and then up round here to the quarry. Now I'd never known that. Apparently it closed in the 50s, but it had no evidence here when I was here in like 88, 89 or anything like that. But there is, and there was, some track left up in Coxall, which I normally passed in the summers in like 93, 94, that kind of time. I remember seeing it. I remember it still being there in fairly good nick as well. But all gone now apparently. So we're out here, I'm going to show her the quarry where we used to go to and hang out, because it was disused at the time and it was just an area we went to for adventures. So come with us and you'll see an area that I used to hang out on when I was a kid. Well guys, we're out near the quarry now. We're walking up the embankment up to it, and my goodness, it's bringing back memories. I brought Jen once before and she's thinking that she remembers it as well now.
Yeah, oh, it was a long time ago actually.
Yeah, it's been a few years. Look at the light though, the light. We're already losing it. It's only a couple of hours before sunset. Yeah, so it's a couple of hours before sunset, but we're going to go up now to the quarry, and it's going to be an interesting trek back in time for me.
See if you can find your car door that you used to barbecue on.
Hey guys, this is where I would have made my camp. When I was a kid, I used to come out and go camping with friends. Not every weekend, but at least once a month. We would go to the shop down near where my parents live and get a packet of frozen sausages. And then some ketchup buns, that kind of thing. Crisps. And we'd all come up here and use a couple of tents that my friend Jeffrey had. And we would camp in this set of reeds. It's just off the main track, so we weren't getting in anyone's way. This quarry that you can see behind us was not used back then. It's back open now, they've reopened it. But this is where we would have been. And Jenny's kind of alluded to one of the stories that I want to tell you. Because just over there, we would set up a little bonfire with dried wood, dead wood, that kind of thing. We'd make a fairly substantial bonfire that would keep us warm for the night, and it would also mean we could cook the frozen sausages. What did we cook it on? Did we bring any cooking utensils? Absolutely not. We had plastic knives and forks, and that was it. Didn't even have plates, because what's the point? So, we cooked on a rusty old car door we'd scrounged out of the dirt one time. And you know how we made sure that we didn't get killed from poisoning from it? We sterilised it. We got the heat of the bonfire really, really hot and dropped the car door onto it. And that we just let heat up until it was red hot, poured an entire bottle that we'd specially brought just for this, of Coca-Cola onto the surface to sterilise it. And this, in our childhood logic, meant that boiling hot water with a boiling hot piece of metal, that was sterilised. It also meant it was slightly non-stick, gave an interesting taste to the sausages. So once it was sterilised, we cooked on this car door. And I'm still here, so it can't have done us any damage, but my goodness, if my parents had found out what we were doing, they would not have been pleased. But yeah, at least once a month we would come out camping, and it was a very popular thing. My friends and I always had people wanting to come along with us, so that was our thing, and that was what we did. Well, I was about 14 at the time, so we kind of told my parents that Jeffrey's dad was coming along with us to supervise. He came once, the first time, to make sure we knew what we were doing. And after that, we were free! Okay, we're at this place called Crow Trees, a local nature reserve in Durham. And behind us is this structure, which I think is amazing. I don't know where it is. I've never known where it is in all my life. But we used to climb all over it in the summers when I was a kid. So Jen and I came to have a look at it.
Not quite clear what it is. But from over there, when we'd seen it, I thought it might be something to do with some kind of aerial ropeway to get aggregate from the quarry to where the railway sidings would have been. But now that we've got here, it does seem quite a lot different. It's a much more intricate structure, and we can see down here at the base, it's do go back quite a way. It's not clear, it's quite dark in there. There's evidence of rubble, but either end doesn't go back very far at all. Then we've got two which do go back a long way. But we can also see up here, it's been made with some very coarse concrete. I mean, the gravel in there is huge, but there have been wooden shuttering on here. But you can also see from these lines that it's been laid in courses. So it's quite a peculiar structure, and then it goes in near the top. And it's not entirely clear whether there would have been stone facing. There are stones around on the ground, but it's not quite clear roughly where they've come from. But then round here it goes in, and there's an arch remaining up near the top, so it's most peculiar. I must try and look up and see if there's any evidence online as to what it was, but it's certainly down near where the end of the Clarence Railway line to the quarry went. And we're going to walk back that way, so we're going to see if there's any more of the railway evidence remains. But let's have a wander around this and see what we can see. There's certainly, where your hand is, there's some kind of spherical hole going up in see the top there?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. If we look on try and focus on it.
Would the iPhone be able to film what's up there?
Yes. Right, let's try this again up there with the light shining. What is up there? What is it? There's another one just there. So, a few.
What was that noise? So we've had a bit of a look around. We've used the camera and light on the iPhone to be able to get a better look inside. And it looks like there's some kind of tubes that go up. They're blocked with rubble. But we're wondering whether actually what we've got here is some kind of old kiln, either limestone, perhaps making lime mortar, something like that, calcium oxide from limestone, or whether they were smelting something else, but we're not really sure. It's also not apparent. There's a lot of very well chiselled stonework in this construction, but also a lot of very rough concrete, and it's not clear whether they've recycled stone from elsewhere to build it, or whether this was clad with stone that's peeled off with frost. Certainly further up here, this mound here appears to be entirely rubble that's come off the structure, and there's evidence that there's a foundation level here for something else that's all decayed. But its use at the moment remains a mystery, but we will have a look online and see if there's any evidence to allude to what it was actually for.
Jen's just said, she must have found something. Let's go and investigate what she's got. Oh, you got up there then?
Right, well, it would seem that this channel is, it probably is some kind of kiln. There's just like a huge mound of rubble at the end here, which tallies with the rubble that we've seen elsewhere. But there's also, I don't know what's in that. Is it a geocache?
That is a geocache.
Yeah, it's a geocache.
Nice. We used to do that a lot, didn't we, geocache? We should do it more often. Here we are, an old archway. So yeah, likelihood is this was a kiln, based on what Jen's saying. But we used to be able to climb through that. And when I was a lot younger, people would just run through that, but when I got older I found I couldn't because I was too big. Jen's coming to see me now because we found a wooden alcove.
Looking at the other end of this arch.
Hmm.
It's actually a very nicely constructed arch.
Yes, it is.
And there's actually evidence that there's been other structures in here.
If I remember correctly, there's little air or light holes in it.
There's two like grooves that go up.
Yeah.
Very carefully chiselled in.
Yeah, if you're on top of the thing, you can see them.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah, this is all like rubble.
Hmm.
Where's this wooden outcrop? This is very slippery.
Yeah, here, two wooden joists or something. So something's been here with wood on it.
This is all stone
Yeah, and this is wood. There's wood over there, and they go into the building in these little grooves. Or maybe it's actually been the wood has been filling all of it, because that one looks like it's still full at the top. So whatever's been here has had a wooden support attached. Curiouser and curiouser, eh?
I mean, it's certainly something industrial.
Oh yeah.
But,
Look how high up we are. This is all just rubble from the building built up.
my money's on some kind of a kiln.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I think it's the full structure of it is so degraded, it'd be very hard